Hello everyone and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. Oh boy, it has finally come to this. A battle between teacher and student. Well, how should I put this? Mentor and apprentice, there we go. Or pupil, however you want to call it. But anyways, oh wow. What a way to kick off the trial. Then with a trial, Apollo and Phoenix going at it. All because of the Founder's Orb. But what is the real reason behind Phoenix going against Apollo just for that for a family heirloom? What's this all about? What is the true significance of this Founder's Orb? Well, if you saw the last part, you've already figured that out, but I think there's more to it than that. I'm not really quite sure. But anyways, in the red corner, we have, sorry, let me rephrase that again. In the red corner, raised, not born, in the kingdom of Kurain, we have Apollo Justice. And in the blue corner, from Japan, not the US, can't stress this enough, not the US, a veteran defense attorney himself, I think that, and they call him the Rising Phoenix, Phoenix Wright. Oh my goodness, that was so lame, that was so messed up. I blew it. Alright. Anyways, let's continue on with the civil trial for Turnabout Revolution. Alright, without further ado, let's get started here. Let's load the data and start this trial off. Just so y'all know that Thanksgiving is right around the corner. And wow, I can't wait. Alright, so we are in the defendant lobby number 3, and let's get started. I'm gonna tone down my voice just for this trial, so that way come Friday, yes, for tomorrow and Thursday, I won't be posting anything until Friday. So why? Because, well, as I mentioned, the Thanksgiving Day is right around the corner, and well, it's that time to be with family and all that. So, alright, so let's continue on here. Just so you know, I'm not going to take sides. Message received, loud and clear. Good, because I don't like this one bit. Yeah, I don't like it either, Juicy. Me neither. You and Daddy should be on the same team. Sorry, Juicy. Wow, she's really mad. It doesn't look like it. I'm sorry too, little lady. This is all my fault. I'm just worried things will never be the same between Daddy and Apollo. If they go through with this. Is that all? Well, I wouldn't worry about that. That's the way it is with us men. We may fight, but we don't burn bridges. Really? Sure. 1 minute we're trading blows, and the next we're having drinks. We're simple creatures at heart. I sure hope you're right. Sorry, I'm late, Apollo. Athena, there you are. What happened with you and Mr. Wright yesterday? Oh, about that. I ended up going to the wrong airport. And there's your reason why Athena, uh, well, couldn't find Phoenix. Turns out, she was at the wrong airport. Who knew? I was waiting there, thinking his flight was really late, and before I knew it, I dozed off. Mm. By the time I woke up, it was already dark. I figured something like that had happened. Being late and dozing off are the two things you do best. Guilty as charged. So then, I take it you have no idea what today's case is about? Not a clue. Sorry. What is today's case about, if I might ask? Another locked room mystery? A suspect with a flimsy alibi, or a or a dying message? Sorry, strike three. You're out. It's a civil case. Yeah, for the first time. Well, kinda. This has nothing to do with murder. As I said, kinda of a civil case. More on that later. A civil case? You act like I'm speaking Swahili here. It's just the right anything agency specializes in criminal law, or so I thought. Well, you're not wrong. In civil cases, there are no prosecutors, right? Instead, both parties retain an attorney. Right, and the other attorney is someone you know very well. Really? Who? The trial will begin shortly. Please proceed to the courtroom at once. Okay, let's do this. Apollo, wait, who's the other attorney? And where is Mr. Wright? No time to explain. Let's go. Okay, right behind you. She has no idea. Oh, it's all about to be revealed to her. Right now. Let the doors open up. Court is now in session. All rise. And be seated. Court is now in session. Oh, is this some sort of practice, session? A mock trial, perhaps? No. No, it's not, Your Honor. It's the real deal, Your Honor. So then, you two have had a falling out? I won't have you using my courtroom for that, you know. It's nothing like that, Your Honor. Hold on one second. It's you. Oh, excuse me. Oh wow. Trust me, I do my best when trying to resist a sneeze. Trust me, you've seen if you've seen a lot of Let's Players or anybody behind the mic, yeah, they sneeze, and it's a part of the recording. No matter how much you wanna edit the whole sneezing part out, but oh well. Exactly. It just so happens that we have different clients in this case. I see. Well, here's hoping to, sorry. Well, here's to hoping this has no adverse effect on your working relationship. You can say that again. I had no idea we be going up against the boss today. You sure this is a good idea, Apollo? What? Do you want to switch sides? Honestly, I'd rather be anywhere but here right now. Oh, you and me both, but don't worry, everything will be revealed. Well, at least she is here. I'm really going to need her help. Mr. Justice? Yes? Don't expect me to pull any punches just because you're the opposing lawyer. I thought, well, aren't the both of you opposing lawyers? So, shouldn't you say just because we're opposing lawyers, not you're the opposing lawyer? As I said, the kid gloves are off, and come with me, they'll stay off. Same here, Mr. Wright. If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get. I wonder what I wonder what both of them are thinking about. Well, it must be done. Yeesh. You guys are really chomping at the bit, aren't you? Oh, and by the way, the volume is loud on my part. I don't mind a good fight between co-workers. Just keep this case, this civil case, civil. Now then, if the plaintiff would take the stand, we may begin. All right. Right, left, halt. You know, y'all could have dropped them like very easily, like bam, and make them feel that impact. Noble judge, members of the gallery, good day to you. I am politician. Get it? This is but the start of my epic campaign, and you all have the honor of witnessing it. I believe the youth of this country are our future. Too long have they been looked down on and given the cold shoulder. So to them I say, cállese la boca and thank you, Judge. Mr. Titian, what is that crazy contraption you're riding? It's my custom-made election-winning campaign mobile. Beautiful, isn't it? You're at a witness stand, not a campaign podium. So come out of there this instant. Yeah, take that. How old is he anyways? For some kind of politician, he acts like a really spoiled brat. 25. Yeah, you're still just a little boy. All right now. With the plaintiff's attorney, Mr. Wright, please explain the complaint filed against the defendant. Mr. Titian's complaint against the defendant is simple. The defendant, one Dirksad Mahi, stole my client's family heirloom, the crystal of Ami Fey. Mr. Titian merely seeks its return. This wouldn't have happened if that archaeologist hadn't kicked the bucket. Ooh, something not right with him. I see. Well, Mr. Justice, let's have your opening statement, if you would. The defense asserts the item in question is the Founder's Orb, a sacred relic from Kurain. Go on. Is he getting... Never mind. It seems someone asked an archaeologist, Dr. Archie Buff, to study the orb. Dr. Buff determined that it was a Koreanese national treasure known as the Founder's Orb. The very orb that was stolen from a treasure room in Korean several weeks ago. Oh my goodness, what is wrong with me? I have a runny nose and among other things, but I'm doing my best here. Why, yes, I saw a news report about that. The theft of a Koreanese national treasure caused quite an uproar in the kingdom. Well, we believe that it was not, in fact, a theft in the traditional sense, but rather it was spirited out of Kurain by someone for Dr. Buff to study. You don't say. And around that time, in a acquaintance of the defendant learned of Dr. Buff. He made contact with the doctor, who agreed to hand over the orb. Apparently, the doctor wanted nothing to do with it once he learned it had been stolen. It seems to even have a transfer agreement between both parties. Mr. Sadmahi also agreed to return the Founder's Orb to the Kingdom of Kurain. Once the doctor verified it was the real thing. I see. So this the dispute centers on basically the ownership of that orb. Or crystal, however you want to call it. Whether the item in question is the Founder's Orb or the crystal of Ami Fey. That in turn will determines the object's rightful owner. I better bring my A game. Going up against Mr. Wright won't be a walk in the park. Come to think of it, the name Dirk Sazad Mahi sounds awfully familiar, but I can't recall where I've heard it. Oh, it's probably your imagination, Your Honor. He's just a tourist after all. My imagination, you say? Are you sure about this, Apollo? He's a wanted criminal in Kurain, isn't it? Keep in mind, they have no, I guess, there's a jurisdiction or something? Who knows? In Kurain? Yes. Here, he's just a tourist. Very well. Let's begin the proceedings. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness? And it's none other than Emma. So yeah, I don't get it. Why would they start with the camera down on the feet and then go all the way up towards to the face? Whatever happened to just uh fade, like like back in the previous games, where it's just they're behind the witness stand, and and it fades in to the witness already behind the stand, like in previous games. It's just weird. Emma, show some manners. We're in court. Emma, I know. It's just this is a civil trial, so I was surprised to see a detective take the stand. I had her do some digging on Dr. Buff. What for? You disappoint me, Apollo. First, I'm not just a detective. I'm for an forensic scientist. Do try to remember that. Second, you owe Mr. Wright an apology. After all he's done for you, you have some nerve. Okay. First, I'm sorry, and second, I'm really just trying to do my job. You'll never get anywhere with that attitude. Take some advice from someone who's been there. Why do I feel like I'm on trial here? Detective Scott, your testimony, if you please. All right, here we go. The doctor's dark secret. Let's hear that secret. The police have had their eyes on Dr. Buff for some time, and just today, a number of stolen artifacts were discovered in his study. Trust me, there were a lot. As you can see here, among them were a priceless urn and a statue that were stolen from the Bay clan. It seems the doctor would do anything to study artifacts, including stealing them. And as for the relic at the center of this dispute, he likely stole it from the Titian residents. The doctor is a thief? Why am I just hearing about this now? Well, cat burglar isn't something he put on his resume. He was more careful than that. But the fact is, he was a classic treasure hunter. Is this supposed to be like a Final Fantasy VI reference, with Locke? And keep in mind, there is a difference between a treasure hunter and a thief. And yet there are those that just don't understand. There's a difference between a treasure hunter and a thief. They're not the same, as far as I'm aware of. But anyways, a treasure hunter, huh? Like people who have thrilling. Oh, excuse me. Thankfully, I have my hot coffee at the ready. Anyways, people who have thrilling adventures in exotic places, risking life and limb for glory. Uh, I doubt Dr. Buff was the star of his own hit movie series Athena. Out of respect for the dead, I will say that Dr. Buff wasn't doing it to get rich. Apparently, he only wanted to borrow artifacts to study them. He would then return them as soon as his research was finished. Uh, According to the doctor's child, he would even repair or restore some of the artifacts he stole before returning them. Couldn't he just ask for permission instead of just going in there and stealing them or quote borrowing them? I mean, Pearl was there, so he could have asked for permission. How hard is it to just go and ask for permission to study it? If he noticed something was broken, as mentioned before, he would have happily repair it, restore it to, how it once was. So ask for permission. No stealing. Remember the 10 commandments. One of them is, thou shalt not steal. He believed he was honoring the dead by discovering their history through artifacts. But whatever lofty ideals he held, it makes no difference. Larceny is larceny. Yes, he certainly sounds no different from a regular thief to me. So let's say for a moment that the doctor really did moonlight in stealing artifacts. Might he not have found the Founder's Orb in Ra'in and brought it back here himself? Nope. There's no record of him traveling overseas for the past few years. Plus, he couldn't very well leave his reclusive child at home all alone. But the child is fully equipped and prepared. That helicopter, that mini copter the child had, it was equipped and fully equipped with machine guns that would scare any robber away. Then this really must be the crystal of Amifei. Yes, he stole it from the Titian residence, probably so he could study it. This is the left hook I did not need. I bet you never saw that coming, Apollo. Yeah, when Mr. Wright said the kid's gloves were off, he wasn't kidding. Mr. Justice, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Okie dokie, here we go. Let's see. The police have had their eyes on Dr. Buff for some time, and just today, a number of stolen artifacts were discovered in his study. Among them, let's see, were a priceless urn and a statue that were stolen from the Bay clan. It seems the doctor would do anything to study artifacts, including steal them. Mhm. And as for the relic at the center of this dispute, he likely stole it from the Attian residence. Gonna have to press on that.
Hold it!
You claim he stole a family heirloom from the Attian residence, but claiming something doesn't make it true. Unfortunately, it is true. How can you be so sure? A police report was filed concerning the theft 1 year ago. In fact, what? A whole year ago? Excuse me. August 25th of last year to excuse me, to be exact, the report states, and I quote, "The crystal of Ami Faye was discovered to be missing from the Titian storehouse at 10 a.m. The storehouse locked had been picked." Oh boy. Signed, Paul Titian Wimperson? Whimper. Well, a year-old report certainly lends the plaintiff's claim credence. The doctor could really have stolen the crystal of Abi Faye. Not only that, Your Honor, but the Founder's Orb was only to be found missing several weeks ago. That is nearly a year after the crystal's theft was reported. Therefore, I believe we must consider the orb and the crystal to be two separate items. Oh boy. Excuse me 1 second, I'll be right back. Cut. Okay, I'm back. Alright, sorry about that. Let's continue on here. Paul Titian Wimperson? Not the most inspiring tale, is it? I see why he cut it. Not that he inspires confidence without it. Still, I'd probably do the same in his shoes. Alright, so we get our next piece of evidence. The robbery report. A report filed a year ago by one Mr. Paul Titian Wimperson for the theft of the crystal of Ami Faye. A police report was filed about the crystal's theft a year ago, but the theft of the Founder's Orb was only reported. Excuse me. Oh wow, where did that come from? A few weeks ago. Okay, so the crystal's police report filed way before the orb was found missing. That suggests the stolen relic is the crystal of Ami Faye, as Wimperson asserts. I doubt the police report is a fake. After all, Emma's the one who submitted it as evidence. Still, I feel something we learned in that police report is important somehow. Alright. Uh... Hmm. Let's go back towards that bit statement. Let's see. As the relic at the center of this dispute, he likely stole it from a Titian's resident. Huh? Residence. Oh, here it is. The email. Data obtained from the doctor's computer includes a report on his research into the founder's orb. Wasn't there any more stuff into it? Let's have a look-see. Alright. To PAW dash 711 at nmail from from doc underscore buff subject research report. I deciphered the patterns, but have yet to crack the riddle. The apicate crystal orb is the key. And then Dr. Buff, how is your research coming along? I don't see a date or anything. No date at all, but let's present it.
Objection!
The doctor stole the relic from the plaintiff? Are you sure? Because that statement doesn't agree with a piece of evidence. What do you mean? Take a look at this. What about it? It's a flash drive. Ooh. And it's a 256 gigabyte flash drive? Nah. This contains an email from the doctor's computer. Email? In that little piece of plastic? What? What? So this judge does not know what a USB flash drive is? Get with the times, Judge. Get with the times. I'm afraid I don't understand. Like I said, Judge, get with the times. Oh, this stick here can store all sorts of computer data. I still don't get it. Get with the times, Judge. Here, just look at this. Apparently, the doctor was reporting his research findings to a certain individual. So PAW. Now, take a look at this. Oh, now I understand now. Okay, let's relook at the email to PAW. Paul Attition Wimperson. 711 at nmail or nmail. But yeah, those three letters, PAW, which stands for Paul Attition Wimperson. Now I get it. Alright, so okay, it's the police report. Detective Sky sent it to this court. You can see the plaintiff's legal name on it. Paul Attition Wimperson. Whimper. I can see why he'd drop Wimperson from his name, but that's hardly breaking news. Look closer, Your Honor. His initials. Right. The plaintiff's full legal name is Paul Attition Wimperson. I can't stress enough. It sounds so funny. Now, consider this. The email's recipient address starts with 3 letters. Oh, N mail. Okay. P-A-W. P-A-W. Ah! Don't tell me. Oh, but I will anyway. The individual who hired the doctor to study the disputed item is none other than Paul Attition Wimperson. Wait, then that means exactly. He wouldn't have asked the man who stole his family heirloom to study it. Therefore, how could this possibly be the crystal of Ami Faye? Busted. We never checked the doctor's emails. We couldn't even figure out the password to his computer. The plaintiff willingly left the orb in the doctor's care so he could study it, at the behest of his benefactor. Wait, then what about the police report? I have all the details of the death right here. It's probably from another relic, the real crystal of Ami Faye. He's just using that the report as a way to claim that our orb is actually his stolen orb.
Objection!
And how are you certain that PAW refers to my client's initials? Maybe the email recipient was a dog lover. Perhaps. Wait, isn't doesn't his name end with a junior? Let me see. He's looking blah 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 blah. His remarkable self-confidence is blinding. Nope, never mind. No, because I thought that this Paul was, like a junior or the second or the third, something like that. Perhaps, perhaps. So let's get to know your client a little better, shall we? Mr. Paul Attition Wimperson. You forgot the Wimperson in your name. I suppose shutting down the tractors is all a part of a politician's job. Answer me this, Mr. Attition Wimperson. What is your birthday? What is your birthday? My birthday? It's July 11th. But what's it to you? Oh, PAW-711. There you go. Oh, I see. You can address birthday gifts to my office, but full disclosure, I only accept gifts valued at $1,000 or more. What a greedy little boy. Why has everyone gone silent? How can anyone be that self-centered? Oh, right. Politician. Did everyone hear that? He said July 11th. July 11th, or rather 7/11, matches the numbers in the email address. Both the name and birthday are a match. I hardly think that's a coincidence. Wait, why, you sneaky little sneaky oh right, they're probably the same age. Looks like someone's finally decided to join the conversation. Would the plaintiff care to explain? I would like to say that is quite what? Quite a thing you've said. Any other thoughts? No further comments. I stand by my previous statement.
Hold it!
You can't just walk away. Even politicians had to explain themselves in a court of law. I'm afraid I simply don't know how it happened. I can't possibly explain matters outside my purview. Perhaps it was a mistake on the part of my secretary. Oh no, you don't, you slippery eel. Mr. Wright, would you care to respond? I won't argue your assertion. My client lent the treasure in question to the doctor and asked him to study it. It seems that much is a fact. Now we're getting somewhere. However, it has no bearing on the issue of ownership. How so? Mr. Paul, I fully understand your position here. You had to hide the fact that you sent the crystal out to be studied. Your family would have been very upset if they had found out. It's a family heirloom after all. You've got to be kidding! Mr. Wright is, well, right, of course, but then he always is. That's why he's my lawyer. The crystal is a precious family heirloom and has been for centuries. But Dr. Buff was so eager to study its proud heritage, I just couldn't say no. I didn't even tell my grandfather.
Objection!
Grandfather, you say? But in order to win the backing of your so-called benefactor, sipping coffee, you were going to give, excuse me, what you claim to be the crystal of Ami Faye to that person? You were going to give a precious family heirloom away just like that? If you heard my finger snap, I apologize if it hurt anyone's ears. Apologies. I was going to explain everything to her grandfather later. Honest. My client's grandfather is very proud of his grandson for following in his footsteps, and if refusing him would have meant dashing the dreams of his darling grandson. I doubt the kindly old man could have said no. Well, grandchildren are meant to be spoiled. That's what grandfathers are for. Your Honor, please. I mean, it's been in the family for centuries. My grandfather thinks highly of my talents as a politician. That's why he entrusted me with this very important placard today. Abe a Titian? So I'm sure he would have been okay with me using the crystal as I saw fit. Grandpa spoiled little brat. I think the judge is buying it, Apollo. No surprise there. He's always going on about his own grandchild, after all. I mean, what grandparent wouldn't? Excuse me, can I leave, Mr. Wright? I believe my work is done. By all means, Detective Sky. Thank you for your assistance. You're welcome. It's nice to testify at a civil trial once in a while. Heh, she rhymed. See you around. It seems the facts have changed changed somewhat. Mr. Titian Wimperson apparently lent his family heirloom to Dr. Buff. Mr. Justice, how would the defense like to proceed? Oh, all right. Now what? Apollo, let's hear what they know about this so-called crystal of Ami Faye. Maybe we can find some inconsistencies in their statements. Right. Okay then, Mr. Wright. If the item in question really is the Titian family heirloom, then let's hear all your client knows about it. Sorry, then let's hear all your client knows about it. Of course. Mr. Titian Wimperson, please tell the defense everything you know about the crystal's origin. All right, now then, listen and learn. This is the tale of the crystal of Ami Faye and the illustrious history of the Titian clan. Are you ready? Our story begins in the old country where the Titian family reigned supreme. Testimony time. The illustrious history of the Titian clan. Here we go. My oh my goodness, my throat. My ancestor was praised as a benevolent ruler. He protected the spirit mediums, my minority back then, from the rest of the locals. Some discriminated against them, you see, while others tried to abuse their power. As thanks, Ami Faye gave the crystal she had specially made as a gift to him. I am the descendant of that great lord. As such, my political power and influence is backed by centuries of history. Well, that devolved into a great load of self-grandizing propaganda fast. As you can see, the crystal of Ami Faye is an heirloom of the esteemed house of Titian, and you have proof that it has always been in the Titian family. I have someone who gave a statement to that effect. My client's neighbor, one Ivis Shinto, age 85, gave the following statement. The Titians showed me the crystal back when I was but a lad. Can we really trust the memory of an old man? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain that statement to the judge? Oh, I didn't mean. Well, what I'm trying to say is, never underestimate the memory of your elders. I may forget my verdicts the next day, but the memories of my past are clear as day. Therefore, I find Mr. Ives Shinto's statement to be perfectly credible. Wow, did you see how Mr. Wright got the judge on his side? That's definitely a trick I want up my sleeve. You're not helping, Athena. You may cross-examine the witness, Mr. Justice. Oh boy. Three, two, one. Okay, alright. Sorry about that. I had to clean my nose. Let's see. Cross-examination time. Let's have a look. Alright, my ancestor was praised as a benevolent ruler. He protected the spirit mediums, a minority back then, from the rest of the locals. Some discriminated against them, you see, while others tried to abuse their power. As thanks, Ami Faye gave the crystal she had specially made as a gift to him. Specially made? Let's see. Research notes on the Song of Ceremony and the box containing the Founder's Orb. Let's have a look-see, shall we? Let's see. Maitama motive from Kurain founding period. Specially made. But this thing but this crystal, Maitama motif from Kurain founding period. Well, I think I can use the research notes, but
Objection!
let's see. You stated that Ami Faye had the crystal made for your ancestor. So, am I to assume it was made in Japan? That's right. The craftsmanship is unbeatable. Well, that's strange. I don't see how your so-called crystal could have been made there. What are you talking about? It's quite obvious if you take a closer look at this. I think what he's talking about is this little thing right here, that symbol. That little mark right here below the jewel here. Take a look at the distinctive design here. According to Dr. Buff, it's my tamam. It's a my tamam motif dating back to the early days of the kingdom of Kurain. The kingdom of Kurain. And you base this on here. This piece of evidence, Your Honor. These are the doctor's research notes on the Founder's Orb. This box in which the orb was originally stored. It features the same pattern as the one found on the orb. They do look like the same pattern. Therefore, I assert that the disputed item must have been made in the kingdom of Kurain. My placard. Sorry, placard. There we go. It's a placard. The Kurain channeling technique originated in the kingdom of Kurain, and Ami Faye is known to have traveled there to train. With that in mind, what's to say she didn't bring that pattern back with her?
Objection!
But since this is clearly a Kurainese design, not even you can deny the possibility that it was made there in the kingdom of Kurain.
Objection!
Anything's possible to some extent. That doesn't make it true. So you can't conclude that the orb is from Kurain based solely on that pattern. If it were that simple, I could just as easily say it's Japanese. I have to agree with Mr. Wright. The pattern alone proves nothing. But that also means there's no basis to claim the item in dispute was made in Japan either. At this rate, we're going nowhere fast. He's right. We're just spinning our wheels here. I wonder if we have any evidence that could break this stalemate. Evidence that could break this stalemate. Unfortunately, there isn't one. There doesn't seem to be anything we can use, at least not at this point. Well, unless we can find something, this trial won't be going anywhere. But still, Titian is very nervous about something. Phew, that's much better. What's his deal? I have a suggestion. Why don't we consider this from a different angle? I'm listening. What if the defiant dragons really were authorized to take possession of the relic? I'm afraid I don't know where you're going with this, Mr. Wright. Consider the orb transfer agreement, which states, I agree to hand over the Founder's Orb to the Defiant Dragons if I will come to no harm. What if, at the last part, suggests this was written under duress? That would render the agreement null and void. What are you suggesting, Mr. Wright? While you were on your little cave expedition, I was investigating Dr. Buff's accident. And there was something you overlooked, Mr. Justice. Namely, that his accident might have actually been murder. What? Murder? Mr. Wright, you do realize such statements are not to be made lightly. Are you suggesting the doctor was murdered by the Defiant Dragons? Yes, but follow me on this for a sec. The books came tumbling down where the were from the archaeology shelf. However, among that mountain of books was a single volume of psychology. What's more, there was some blood on it. And you feel this is important because the books that came tumbling down were from the top shelf, the archaeology books. We know this because the doctor's books were meticulously organized by subject. Archaeology took up the entire shelf, so that psychology book is completely out of place. Come to think of it, the shelves were arranged quite carefully. It's also worth noting that psychology books only take up a tiny part of the bottom shelf. You might wonder why a book of psychology was found amid the pile of archaeology books. But I believe I can explain what that single out of place book was doing there. The doctor was struck from behind while selecting a psychology book from the shelf, and that's when the blood got on the book. Precisely. and to make it look like an accident. He was buried under a mountain of archaeology books.
Objection!
Wait a second. This is all just speculation, right? Or do you have any proof that it was murder? Of course I do. You do? On a hunch, I had Detective Sky examine the doctor's head wound. She found that he'd been struck by the corner of some object or another. Wait, what? A wound like that couldn't have resulted from a fall on the floor, you know. Do you understand what this means, Mr. Justice? The wound makes it crystal clear that Dr. Buff was murdered. What? Well, that was unexpected. Who'd have thought we'd break out of a stalemate like this? He pulled the ladder right out from under us. Still, if he thinks that's enough to make me back down, he's got another thing coming. Sorry. Even if the cause of death was murdered, what makes you think it was the Defiant Dragons? You should, sorry. You should know better than to hurl baseless accusations. Did you forget who you were up against, Mr. Justice? Huh? You didn't actually think I'd come to court without witnesses and evidence, did you? What are you talking about? I would like to request testimony from the plaintiff. Specifically, I would like the court to hear how he saw one of the rebels leave the crime scene. He saw what? If he can prove it was murder, that's the end of our client's right to the orb. Did he have this up his sleeve the whole time? How could Mr. Wright do this to us? He was just waiting to spring of his trap. This trial has taken another unexpected turn. But I must mention, Mr. Wright, that you have yet to identify the murder weapon. The object used to commit the murder was not located at the scene of the crime. The murderer likely disposed of it elsewhere. Alright, so... this is the first time. We get our next piece of evidence, Dr. Buff's autopsy report. Dr. Buff was struck with the corner of some object. The time of death is between 10 and 11 p.m. Excuse me? Well, I never thought we'd be liberating the issue of murder at a civil trial. Alright, Mr. Titian Whipperson, your testimony, if you please. Prepare to be dazzled. Dazzled by charismatic oration forged in the crucible of campaign battles. Alright, here we go. Next testimony. The Rebels' Crime. That evening, I was walking alone, lost in thought. I passed by the doctor's house, and that's when I saw Mr. Arball. He was running out of the front door. It was around 10 at night. Surely that must have been him fleeing the scene of his crime. A vote for me is a vote to end such violence. That is my promise to you. Really now? So the plaintiff saw a possible suspect flee from the doctor's residence, and it was within the window of the estimated time of death. That's our ball. What in the world were we doing there then? Alright, so a piece of evidence has been updated. The study photo. Titian saw Dats fleeing the scene of the night of the murder. One of the books is stained with coffee. And blood. Don't forget, there's also blood there. It seems Mr. Arball was loitering about Kurine village that day. There's evidence he was in the doctor's study as well. Isn't that right, Mr. Justice? You mean the suitcase? Exactly. He must have been in quite the rush to leave that behind. Oh, and by the way, Your Honor, Mr. Arball just so happens to be sitting in the gallery today. See, that's him trying to escape as we speak. Bailiff. Trust me, I knew he was gonna say that. Don't let that man get it away. Right, you backstabber! Why are you doing this to me? Alright, the counsel / defense may question the plaintiff / witness once more. Please proceed, Mr. Justice. Alright, here we go. Cross-examination time. Let's see. That evening I was walking alone, lost in thought. I passed by the doctor's house, and that's when I saw Mr. Arball.
Hold it!
Where exactly, where exactly were you when you saw Mr. Arball? Right here, under this tree. I saw him dashing out of Dr. Buff's front door. And he didn't notice you? No, I was hidden by the tree. Is it really all that important to know from where the plaintiff saw Mr. Arball? Yes, it is. Yes, I believe it matters a lot. I ask that it please be added to the witness's testimony. Alright, new statement. I was under this tree when I saw Mr. Arball. Okay, he was running out the front door. Hmm.
Hold it!
Did you notice anything unusual? Yes, his behavior was incredibly suspicious. His eyes were darting all around as he ran off in total panic. As soon as I saw that, I knew he had done something, and it probably wasn't good. Despite that, you still didn't report it to the police? Who would have thought he had killed Dr. Buff? Not me. That's why I didn't report him. So the witness didn't notify the police. Is that an important statement, Mr. Justice? Yes, it is. It's probably the same dialogue. Yeah, it's basically the same thing, that he requests that the statement be added to the testimony. Sure, why not? Alright, new statement. I had no idea that Dr. Buff was dead. That's why I didn't call the police. Let's see. Let's present that crime scene photo here. I think I passed it, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Because I think they should name this now the crime scene photo, so let's present it.
Objection!
Mr. Titian Wimperson, rather than Mr. R. Ball, wasn't there something else that should have had your undivided attention? Like what? Oh, yes, of course. A politician must always... Sorry, but you're way off. I am? Would you care to explain, Mr. Justice? If the witness saw Mr. Arbol from his position here, then he should have also known. Then he should have also been able to see the doctor's body. After all, it was right next to a huge window. Why, I believe you have a point there. With the body that clearly visible to the witness, it's unthinkable that he wouldn't have reported it to the police. Would the witness care to respond? Looks like he has nothing to say. Oh well. And he's asleep. Oh wow. Let's take a look. And whoop, yep, he's asleep all right. Did he fall asleep? As we just saw right now, yep, he fell asleep. Mr. Titian Wimperson? Yep, that guy is asleep. Mr. Titian Wimperson! Huh? Oh, there are many sides to any issue. What did I ever do to deserve this? In any case, I'd like the court to acknowledge the consistency in the witness's testimony. Mr. Wimperson, I'm gonna just call him that. Did you really see Mr. Arball? Yes. We're still waiting.
Hold it!
Get your... Where do you think you're going? Oh, I thought I'd return to my seat, seeing as I had already answered the question. This isn't some small town hall debates, so you just stay right there until I say we're through. I'll have to run by the sorry. Oh, there we go. I'll have to run that by my campaign manager before I. Glare. Mr. Wimperson, I think it's time for you to come clean. Huh? So then, does this mean he didn't see Mr. Arball? As your lawyer, Mr. Wimperson, I advise you to divulge that matter we discuss. Silence is no longer an option. Are you sure about this? I'm in the midst of running for office. I can't afford to let any strange rumor get out. Don't worry. You won't suffer any blowback for what you're about to reveal. Blowback? I'm not sure I like the sound of that, Mr. Wright. Not to worry, Your Honor. Nothing toward will come come of this. I promise. Now then, Mr. Justice, remember how it was an anonymous caller that reported the doctor's death? Come to think of it, Emma, who was the first one to discover the body? About that, whoever it was, it seems they wanted to remain anonymous. What? It happens now and then. Some people would rather not get involved with the police. Wait, you're not saying that? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. The anonymous source who contacted the police after discovering the body was my client, Mr. Paul Titian Wimperson. What? You don't say. So you see, he played his part as a concerned citizen, quite admirably, if I may say so. Isn't that right? Yes, indeed. In our society today, there are too many who choose indifference over righteous action. But I don't number among them. That's why I did my duty as a concerned citizen. One might call me the model citizen, one worthy of standing above the rest. What a real standard bearer he is, reporting it anonymously. Oh, but by the way, Mr. Justice, wasn't there someone else at the scene of the crime when my client discovered the body? Oh, you mean Mr. Arbol? He would have been leaving the doctor's house right around then. Wait, that means... Yes, it does. In short, what my client witnessed was Mr. Arbol fleeing the scene of a heinous murder. Ah! And that's not all. Based on what we've heard so far, Mr. Arbol looked exceedingly suspicious, and that's putting it mildly. We already know the Defiant Dragons threatened the Doctor with bodily harm, and now that they killed him, the so-called orb transfer agreement is null and void. Ah! Apollo, if we don't come up with some sort of counter argument, and what sort of evidence do you have? Can you actually prove that it was Mr. Arbol who killed the doctor? That move had desperate written all over it. It's all I got, so I'm going with it. Evidence? I suppose it's true that I don't have any. I knew it. But I do have another witness. You do? You should know I always come fully prepared, Mr. Justice. And my new witness will provide testimony proving Mr. Arbol's guilt. A new witness? I wonder who it could be. Yep, there's only one witness that may know something. And I think you already know who that is. Very well. Bailiff, please summon our new witness. In the meantime, the court will take a brief recess. I would like both sides to use this time to prepare properly. Understood? Break time. Well, sort of. Guess we're not done yet. Oh no, we are not done yet. Alright, so we're back in the lobby. Wow. I knew Mr. Wright would put up a tough fight. But, yeah, just when I thought we had him, he turned the tables on us. He really is the turn about terror. We can't let him blindside us again. Looks like they got me again. 3 times in 1 year. That's okay. I can understand that. A new record. That's please no more new records or bad puns while you're at it. It's hard enough trying to help you as it is. Roger that. I'll be more careful next time. Is what Mr. Wright said true? Did you really pay a visit to Dr. Buff that night? Sure did. I can't remember the exact time though. All I know is he wouldn't hand over the orb. Someone put it in his head that we rebels were dangerous. That's why he threw me out. So the doctor was still alive when that's last saw him. We still have to prove it though. Oh boy, but better brace yourself, son. The next witness's testimony could make or break this case. Yeah, I know. Hey, where's Juicy? She went to go see her dad. Maybe she's still mad. More like worried. Worried that this trial will create a rift between you two, and that you might leave the agency. She has an active imagination. Excuse me, the trial will be resuming shortly. Well, let's go see what new testimony awaits us. Oh boy. Alright, so we're back at the courtroom. Break finished. Alright, court is now back in session. Mr. Wright, you said... You said you had a witness. Your Honor, I would like to call the lone survivor of the doctor's murder to the stand. Wait, he can't mean that Sergeant is here? You mean Dr. Buff's reclusive son? How'd you get him to cooperate? Nothing a little persuasion I can't handle. The poor child only agreed to help if it meant catching the killer. Getting a kid like that to overcome his fear, now that's impressive. This must be really important testimony for the kid to come out in public like this. Not exactly. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please call your witness to the stand. And as you can see, there's no feet. Because, like I said, not exactly to come out in public. The child did not actually appear in court. Only her drone. Oh my. Sergeant Buff, at your service, sir. He's here as the drone? Really? Mr. Wright, what exactly is the meaning of this? Past trauma has rendered it impossible for the witness to venture into public. Leaving home was hard enough, and it seems leaving the witness lobby was just too much. But I would still like to continue with excuse me, so much on my throat. With testimony delivered via this drone. I understand it must be terrible to lose one's father like that. But testimony via a remote-controlled toy? Well, let's take things for a spin and see how it goes. Just who's piloting this trial anyway? The judge sure warmed up to the idea fast. I think the phrase you're looking for is "gave up." You disappoint me, Corporal Justice. Defending the man who killed Papa. That's full-on treason, soldier. I hereby demote you back to private. Corporal? Private? What's he talking about, Apollo? It's a long story. Now then, are you ready to testify, youngster? Locked and loaded, sir. Ready to rain lead down upon the perpetrator. Alright, here we go. What happened that evening? Oh boy, this is gonna be a good one here. Here we go. Papa met with someone the night he died. I didn't have eyes on the ground as I'd already mounted my siege defense, but I did hear him arguing with someone in his study. From my window, I saw the one designated that's getting ejected from the premises. After that, the man lingered around the perimeter for some time. He must have regrouped and killed my papa in the study later. I just know it. So he was thrown out, but later returned and committed the murder, did he? Yes, Your Honor. So the man my client saw really must have been the fleeing Mr. R. Ball. Objection! Right, you backstabbing, no good. I didn't kill no one. It's the enemy. Ready all missiles and fire! Whoa, 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 whoa! Capitalist pig, I'll turn you into pork stroganoff. And that's just a taste of my ultimate anti-swine weapon. Whoa, it fires missiles too? Yes, well, the witness is all yours, Mr. Justice. Alright. What happened that evening? Alright, here we go. Let's see, Papa met with someone the night he died. I didn't have eyes on the ground as I'd already mounted my siege defense, but now I remember something, because the first time we saw that helicopter, wasn't it on the floor? No, never mind. Might have been something else I saw. Alright, so let's present something here. Let's see if I can find it. It has to be something here. Which one is what I'm looking for? Trying to figure this out. I didn't have eyes on the ground as I'd already mounted my siege defense, but let me press. Sarge, I've always wondered, who or what are you battling? That's classified. Even so, it may be relevant to this case. I don't know if you are the right person to be asking things like that. That's right. Such matters need to be handled with a certain delicacy. Oh, I guess curiosity got the better of me. You're all talking, no action, soldier. Out on the battlefield, it ain't the number of pretty words in your repertoire, but the number of bullets in your gun belt that counts. Easy for you to say. You're the one with all of them. Would the witness please to tell of his court what he saw and heard that night? I did hear him argue with someone. Hold on, let's see. Papa met with someone that the night he died. Let me see. I think it is this one that I'm looking for, but let's take a look at the helicopter or the Sarge Strome.
Objection!
Sarge, are you hiding something from me? How dare you question your superior officer like that? You want to get in on this striking off action with Pig Boy over there, soldier? Sorry, but I'm afraid lawyers are missile-proof. What? Would the defense care to explain? It's simple, Your Honor. Just as he is able to see what is happening in court right now, Sarge was able to see what was happening in the study then. With his cherished drone, of course. Now that you mention it, and to think the answer was right before our eyes this whole time. Sarge, you were perfectly capable of patrolling the study that night. So you must have seen something. I'm hit. What is the strange new weaponry you're using against me? Courtroom warriors don't use guns or missiles because evidence is our weapon of choice, and the evidence has exposed your bald-faced lie. My truth bomb, Sarge, has stripped your defense spares. But the truth bomb, no! Mayday, mayday, I'm going down! Oh my, are you alright? Evidence. Never have I seen such fearsome ordnance. Ordnance. Tell it, tell it to us straight, Sarge. After all, you want to help your father, don't you? Papa. Yes. You want to find out who killed him, don't you? So please, tell us what you saw that night. It's not what you think. I didn't see anything. I swear. You sure? You seem awfully stressed for someone who didn't see anything. Ah. Ah. Sarge, you need to answer my question. Shut your pie hole, maggot. It'll be a scorching day in Siberia before a lowly private like you orders me around. What's with him and Siberia of all places? But if a scorching day is what it'll take, then maybe it's time to turn up the heat. Hey, Athena, you think a therapy session might help? Well, it could help alleviate some of his anxiety. Plus, I'm picking up a lot of discord in Sarge's voice. That usually means that the patient wants to say something, but can't for some reason. And in Sarge's case, I imagine whatever's plaguing him is pretty severe. In that case, I leave it to you and your mood matrix magic. You got it. Your Honor, I believe I can be of help here. Time for a therapy session, is it, Miss Sykes? Yes, it will help the witness with his anxiety. Maybe even enough to testify. Then by all means, please bring the poor child out into the light of day. But I assume this will be all right with you, Mr. Wright? Why not? It's not like we all haven't been through this before. What are you butting in for, lady? There ain't a place on this battlefield for you. I beg to differ, Sarge. This G.I. Jane's always ready for a fight in the courtroom. And wait until you see what I've got in my arsenal. Analytical psychology. With it, I'm going to blow a big old hole in the armor you've built around your heart. First evidence, now an analytical psychology. Where are these WMDs coming from? The WMD means weapon of mass destruction. That's what it means. Well, if it's a battle you want, bring it on. You may have started this war, but I'm going to end it. Woman Sykes. You got it, Sarge. Time to seek out the agony buried deep in your heart. Brace yourself. Alright, here we go. Mood Matrix activate. Alright. Let's begin. Alright, so I stayed in my room with my drone that evening. I heard Dad and Papa arguing with each other. Let's see, the Dad's got kicked out, but I saw him still hanging around outside. I was in my room, so I didn't know Papa was dead until the next day. Hmm. Okay, so he's sad and shocked. But it's more sad and less shocked. I wonder about that.
Got it.
That's strange. You reacted with shock when you discovered your father's body. Yet you weren't nearly as shocked then as you saw Mr. Arbol. Normally, you'd expect the death of one's father to be more impactful. Enemy fire! Direct hit! That is strange. I wonder what it could mean. Well, we know he wasn't affected by his father's death as he should have been. And I think I know why. Oh? Sarge, you weren't as shocked at seeing your father's body as seeing Mr. Arbol because you already seen his body, didn't you? Sarge, maybe the truth is you left your room that night, and that's when you saw it, your father's body. I saw no such thing. Really? You didn't see his body? Alright then. What did you see? Look, Apollo, we've lost some noise. So, just as I suspected, he really did see something. Sarge, please, tell us what you saw. But the moment I saw, I, I, I couldn't bear it. I couldn't stand to lose yet another loved one. Huh? Am I missing something here? Is that why you weren't very shocked when you found out your father was dead? Because you had already sensed that he was a goner somehow? Maybe? Please, Sarge, what was it you saw on the night of your father's murder? Oh, I, I, I saw. Ah! Oh. Something must have gotten spooked. But what? What's happening? I don't like where this is going. No more, please. Eek, help. I've confiscated your little toy. The battlefield has no place for unauthorized equipment. Widget! Apollo, I can't continue the session without him. Calm yourself. This instant witness, I hereby order you to submit to your therapy session. What in blazes? Look at me. I'm judge, jury, and executioner now. I hereby convene a military tribunal. Whoa, this has gone way too far. Bailiff, arrest that drone this instant. Stop resisting. If you don't come quietly, fire! Get careful! Switch it back, right? Wow, that's a lot of gunfire, or it must be some great battle going on. But what happened? Oh, let's see. Because this white screen is really bright. I don't know why I set the brightness on my screen to be kind of bright. I think I should lower it down. Phew! I finally got him back. Nice work. This witness is truly a handful. Up, 2, 3, 4. Miss Sykes, what's the witness's current psychological state? Let's see. He's emotionally all over the map. So his out of control emotions are in control of him, huh? Does that mean we can calm him down if we can figure out the root cause? Yes. So let's see what we can find. Sarge, can you hear me? Is that you, Corpse Woman Sykes? I'm here. Now, I want you to take a few deep breaths. Just try to relax. Try with me. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Right to circle. Left to circle. In. Out. In. Out. And now, let your emotions take you where they will. Go on, just let it all out. All forces attack! That's the least relaxing breathing exercise I've ever seen. Uh-oh. This can't be good. It's full of... How should I put this? They're evenly. That's why you see green. Well, blue and yellow are combining to make green. Alright. So let's see. I heard more fighting, and I got. Oh, whoa. Yeah, let me go back. Okay, so that's was still hanging around after he got kicked out when I heard more fighting, and I got worried about Papa. So I left my room, but suddenly I got dizzy and passed out. I remember a flame lighting up the room. A flame lighting up the room? You don't say. So what is this about a flame here? That's it! Sarge, you were overcome with shock and fear when you saw those flames, weren't you? Was I? Yes, just 6 months ago. Oh, that's right. that story we heard about that. I think it was that fire accident. I think it was either in a house or in the apartment fire or something. Yes, just 6 months ago, you and your mother were caught up in an arsonist's blaze. So it's no wonder you would be extremely scared of fire. Yes, that does make sense. And maybe, just maybe, your subconscious fear of fire was what caused you to withdraw from the world. What do you mean, corpse, woman Sykes? In the outside world, you were bound to come across all sorts of fire. Candles, cigarettes, heck, even the grill at a diner. Even if it's not that often, just the idea that you might see them grew bigger and bigger until you couldn't shut it out. I I think you might be on to something. Candles, cigarettes, just thinking about them sends a chill down my spine. Wow, the things I take are for granted. Now I see. I was afraid of the fire. Strange. I didn't even realize it myself. About that fire, Sarge, can you tell me what it was burning? Just stay calm, and maybe something will come to you. Oh, oh, I'm starting to remember. It was. It was that relic. That relic. Papa was studying. It was on fire. The orb was on fire. Really? Took the words right out of my mouth, Apollo. The orb was on fire? Mm-hmm. It's still kind of fuzzy. Excuse me 1 second, I'll be right back. Cut. Okay, I'm back. All right. Mm-hmm. It's still kind of fuzzy, but yes, the orb was burning right in front of Papa. And there, in the flames, was Mama? Yes, now I remember. I saw Mama appear amid the dancing flames. Wait, what? Oh, wow. But I think I know what it means, though, that, back in that, what was it? Was it this one? No, wasn't it? The research notes, that could be it. Let's go back to it. See, when Dragon and Tiger battle, the founder offers divine protection. When the butterfly embraces the Maitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire. Only then shall the Holy Mother return. I think what it was trying to Okay, it's this part right here. The offer thy prayers as fervent as fire. Only then shall the Holy Mother return. So the Founder's Orb can only be, quote, activated by lighting it on fire. I may be right or I may be wrong, but I guess we're gonna have to continue on then. Okay. Now, where was I? Alright. Alright, noise level at 30%. What's going on here? Maybe it's a memory from the fire that killed his mother. He might be confused with it, confusing it with what really happened when his father died. So let me guess, more therapy? Yep, but this time it seems there's an inconsistency in his statement. I think we should be able to prove it with the evidence at hand. I hope that this inconsistency is the key to proving that the relic really is the Founder's Orb. Alright, so back to the Moon Matrix we go. But now it's in the form of cross-examination style. Alright, let's see. Let's go back to we're gonna head to where it was. Oh, there it is. The relic was on fire and I saw Mama's face inside, huh? I guess what she saw must have been... I think I passed it, didn't I? Must have been this. The Founder's Orb.
Objection!
Oh no, I think I got the wrong one, didn't I? Yep, I think I got the wrong one. My bad. Sorry about that. Say Apollo, Sarge is saying that his father was burning the orb when he was killed. But doesn't that seem funny to you? Considering what the doctor was up to that night, it doesn't add up. Well, now that you mention it, alright, I better look through the evidence one more time. Just as in case, I better legitimate save state here. So that way, if I mess up, well, you won't. I'll have 4 more chances this time. The relic was on fire and I saw Mama's face. No, info update. That's when Papa must have been killed. If only I hadn't passed out. Let me see. 1. The relic was on fire. That's when Papa must have been killed. If only I hadn't passed out. I think this is what I'm looking for. He had the Founder's Orb because she saw fire, which is the reason why she passed out. Oh, yeah. Okay, I might as well bring this out. In actuality, Sarge, or the Army Buff, in actuality, she's a girl. Alright, so let's present the orb here. Oh, sorry, present.
Objection!
There we go. Don't blame yourself, Sarge. After all, even if you hadn't passed out, the outcome would have been the same. What do you mean? I'm talking about the time of death. Your father wasn't killed right after you left the room. What? Explain yourself at once, Private Justice. You said you saw your father burning the orb, right? But that night, he went outside to hide it in a cave. So what you saw, Sarge, was something that happened before your father left to hide the orb. So you see, you didn't pass out right before he was killed. You passed out right before he left for the cave to hide the orb in the ruins within. So even if I hadn't passed out, that's right, the outcome wouldn't have been exactly the same. That's because your father, Dr. Buff, was killed after he returned from the ruins, and therefore, Sarge, there's no need for you to blame yourself. Oh, I see. Oh, the music has stopped. Private Justice? Can you really say I bear no blame in this? Why do you ask? Because the truth is, if I hadn't engaged in my siege defense, Papa would still be alive. Sarge. Papa wished nothing more than for me to lead a happy, healthy life. And that's why he quit his job and moved us out away from the big city. But even then, I didn't have the courage to set foot into the outside world. And in the end, I failed to make Papa's wish come true. Sarge? Oh, that was Athena. If you want to make your father's wish come true, if that's what you really want, then who's to say it's too late? Why don't you take the first step now? My first step? That's right. You can cast off all your regret. You can stop standing still and start moving forward. You have the power within you. I know from experience. I know what it's like to feel like you do, but only you can decide to take that first step. If you don't change your tactics now, Sarge, the victory you seek in the war you're waging will always lie beyond your grasp. I think I understand now. I've I've made up my mind. As of this moment, I will suspend my siege defense indefinitely. Huh? Sergeant Buff, reporting for duty. What? I thought you were a guy. You're definitely not the gruff drill sergeant I envisioned. Well, my mama was in the Russian army. I was just as shocked, but it certainly explained a few things when I found out too. May I introduce you, Miss Army Buff, age 12. No way. Careful, soldier. Don't forget. I could blow you away at a moment's notice. She's just too cute. So, have you always been in a wheelchair, chair, Sarge? Negative. Only since I was injured in the fire. Your voice sounds awfully different from before. Yeah, that's the well. That's why. There's a reason why I chose not to do a voice modulation device because I knew the operator of that drone was a child, so I figured I'd just do a child's voice then. So yeah, it's just one of my army's mini techno no excuse me technological marvels. Well, you fooled me. I thought some 20 something military fanatic was at the controls. If it's all to say sorry, if it's all the same to you troops, I'd like to continue my testimony. I've just remembered something, and it's all crisp and clear as a trumpet at roll call. What did you remember? It wasn't my mother who appeared in the burning orb. It was some lady Papa had shown me a picture of a long time ago. He said it was the Holy Mother, the founder of Corainism. Excuse me 1 second, I'll be right back. Cut. Okay, I'm back. Alright. He said it was the Holy Mother, the founder of Corainism. She appeared right there, right in the burning orb. Huh? What did you just say? And booyah. Noise level 0%. Bye bye. The Holy Mother of Kurainism was in the burning orb? What does that even mean? I have a bad feeling about this. Could it be? Could this explain what Zarch means by the Holy Mother appearing in the burning orb? Well, and thus, if you recall the notes I read earlier, let's have a switch back. Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire. Only then shall the Holy Mother return. So yeah, like that orb on fire. Well, underneath the bottom part or somewhere. It's not really explained yet. Maybe. But it needs some sort of fire from somewhere, like a lighter or something, and thus that image is what you will see. So let's present them notes. The Dr. Buff's research notes. What do they have to do with this? Look at this. The burning orb, the appearance of the founder. This part points to both. And thus, offer thy prayers is what is right here. There's a legend about the orb involving a mysterious riddle, and the song in turn is said to contain the key to solving it. If the legend is true, then I believe the answer lies in this part of the song. Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire. Only then shall the Holy Mother return. Well, anyone see where I'm going with this? Prayers as fervent as fire. Nah! You're supposed to set the orb on fire? Oh yeah. The whole stanza seems to suggest that the founder will appear if the orb is set on fire. Wait, so the doctor, Yep, he figured out the riddle. He figured out the riddle. Yes, Athena. He had solved the ancient riddle of the founder's orb. Oh my! Papa was a great archaeologist, so I believe in him, and I want to believe. I want to believe he achieved his long-time dream of solving that riddle before he died. Well, we won't know for sure until we try it ourselves. Yes, do it, Private Justice, please. I want to see what Papa was searching for with my own eyes. The plaintiff must object to this. The plaintiff will stand down and be quiet. You don't have the right to set a precious relic like that on fire. Oh, but I do. All I need was Sergeant's permission. Since we still don't know if this treasure is the Founder's Orb or the Crystal of Ami Faye. Any ownership rights the doctor had now belong to his daughter. Therefore, you have absolutely no right to stop us. Very well, Mr. Justice. I never thought I'd be saying this. You may burn the evidence. Alright, here we go. I was hoping for an anime cutscene, you know? But, oh well. Look! Apollo! The inside of the orb! It's melting! There's something in there. Dirk! Isn't she... Her garb leaves... Oh, sorry, this is Dirk. Her garb leaves no room for doubt. It's the founder herself. Face and all. I don't understand. The greatest of taboos in Koreanism is the depiction of the founder's face. Yet here it is, hidden within this orb. All right, so the founder's orb has been updated to reveal the true face of the Holy Mother. Cause yeah, if you recall all of them scrolls we've been seeing, the around the time Phoenix has been in the kingdom of Kurain, you notice that the scrolls of the Holy Mother have no face. None at all. But with the Founder's Orb, it reveals the actual face of the Founder herself. Sorry, Mr. Wright, but as you can see, the issue is crystal clear. This figure is the Holy Mother, founder of Kurainism. And based on that, this must be none other than the Founder's Orb. But be that as it may, Mr. Arbol still may have killed the Doctor. If so, it would render the Orb agreement null and void. Don't play dumb, Mr. Wright. The truth of the matter has already been proven. Dr. Buff wasn't killed right after Sarge saw Mr. Arbol. It happened after the Doctor came back from hiding the orb, and you've no proof that Mr. Arbol was still around at the time. Your claim that the Defiant Dragons were behind the crime doesn't hold water, and that means the orb transfer agreement is perfectly valid. Admit it, Mr. Wright. I just burned your whole case to the ground. No! I won? I actually won? Mr. Wright, would you care to respond? Respond? I didn't think so. Wait, did we just win? Did we actually beat the Turnabout Terror? You're amazing, Apollo. Don't just stand there, right? Do something. Well, I don't think there's any digging out of this hole. Mr. Wimperson, I think it's time for your concession speech. I have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is the Founder's Orb. The facts don't lie, but you obviously do. How's that for a campaign slogan? Why, you contemptuous peasant! I think this is a good time to wrap up this trial. If both parties have no further objections, I will render my verdict. No objections here, Your Honor. No Wait a minute. You can't do this. The crystal is mine. I'll lose the election if I lose that crystal. I'm sorry, but there's really nothing more I can do. You haven't forgotten about our little chat, have you? What's going on here?
Objection!
Your Honor, I object to the defense's last claim. What? I don't believe they have truly proven that the relic is indeed the Founder's Orb.
Objection!
Mr. Wright, I don't. I think even you could bluff your way out of this one. What possible argument could you have to claim that this isn't the Founder's Orb? About that. Oh, of course. He can't possibly have hit on something. The defense's assertion is incomplete, and this is why. The defense is basing their claim that this relic is the Founder's Orb on a legend, and that legend claims that the Founder will return when the riddle is solved at last. Right, and that's what happened. The Founder was revealed for all to see. But, Mr. Justice, what about the rest of the legend? Huh? According to the legend, once the Founder returned, she would bestow spiritual power onto the person who solved the riddle. You're kidding, right? Well, Mr. Justice, do you feel great spiritual power coursing through your veins? No. But receiving spiritual power and stuff, it's all just mystic mumbo jumbo, right? Maybe so, but you're the one basing your claim on said legend. And what we saw here does not fully fulfill Sorry. And what we saw here does not fully fulfill it. Does it? No, but consequentially, you cannot rightfully claim that this is the Founder's Orb. Yeah, he is still asleep. But what about that little chat that Wimperson and Phoenix were talking about? What was this little chat they had? What's gotten into him? Why is Mr. Wright doing this? It would appear that Mr. Wright has lost a few of his marbles. That couldn't be further from the truth, Your Honor. In any case, I believe this is a good time for a recess. But both sides will have 20 minutes to prepare. I ask that all our arguments be ready by then. Oh, and Mr. Wright, you do well to wash up and find your missing marbles by then too. Oh, wow. This is getting stranger and stranger. Alright, so we're back at the lobby. Mr. Wright is sure acting funny. I mean, he's famous for going out on a limb, but that last assertion was just plain crazy. It's either a bluff or a Hail Mary. Either way, it doesn't make much sense. Maybe there's something we're missing here. Although he seemed perfectly normal when we spoke earlier. Apollo, I have a bad feeling about this. I'm going to go check up on him. Why don't we ever hear the door open and close? All you hear is just footsteps. That's it. You don't hear a door open or close. What's going on with you, Mr. Wright? Hey, Private Justice. Oh, Sarge. I forgot to mention something. On the night of Papa's murder, a strange thing happened. Oh, but why are you only telling me about this now? Well, I didn't say anything before because I thought Papa's death was an accident. But now that we know otherwise, I figured it might be important. There's still more to this case. When I left my room and lost consciousness, I passed out right here. That's right above the coffee bar. But when I came to, someone was pushing my wheelchair. What? I was so scared. I beat a hasty retreat as fast as my wheels could take me. Do you know who it was? No, it was pitch black. Plus, I fled to my room so fast, I didn't even have a chance to turn on the lights. Maybe it was your father. No, he would have said something to me. Besides, I'd have known if it was him. So then it couldn't have been your father's real killer? My thoughts exactly. But you didn't report this to the police? It didn't even occur to me. It's okay. You were obviously still upset, so don't beat yourself up over it. Apollo, this could be really important info. I think the act of pushing Sarge's wheelchair could be a part of some bigger scheme. It's hard to see why else the killer would have done such a thing. I guess I should take her statement down as evidence. Alright, so we get our next piece of evidence, Army's statement. She fled to her room when she realized someone had moved her while she'd been unconscious on the second floor. Alright. Oh, welcome back, Athena. Well, what's with the long face? How'd it go with Mr. Wright? What should I... Athena? Oops. Sorry. Zoned out there for a sec. The recess is almost over, so let's go. What was that all about? Okay. Back to court we go. Alright, court is once again back in session. Now, Mr. Wright, about that last objection you raised. We, the plaintiffs, still believe that the defense has yet to sufficiently prove its case. They claim that, according to legend, the Founder's Orb would bestow spiritual power, yet the relic in question has failed to do so. Therefore, it has failed its own test. I see. He's sticking with that ridiculous argument? Furthermore, even if it is the Founder's Orb, it can't be awarded to the Defiant Dragons. After all, they were the ones who killed Dr. Buff.
Objection!
What are you talking about? That was already proven to be false. There are no grounds for assertion that the Defiant Dragons murdered the Doctor. Oh, but I'm afraid there are, Mr. Justice. Your Honor, I would like to present new testimony to this court. Testimony that will show that that's our ball did in fact kill Dr. Buff. What? Very well. You may call your witness. I guess Mr. Wright found another new angle. What new testimony could there be of this late in the game? Fellow citizens, it is I, Paul Titian, the once and future representative of the people. Geez, not him again. My client divulged new info to me during recess. He remembered something he saw you see. Something crucial to this case. How very convenient. Alright, here we go. That's crime. It was around 11 at night, and I was out on a mobile meet and greet around the village. That's when I saw the Dr. Buff being murdered from outside his study window. Mr. Arball snuck from behind and struck him on the head. His weapon of choice? A suitcase. A big, strong man like him could easily swing a heavy suitcase into someone's head. A suitcase, you said? You saw the murder as it happened? And you're just telling us now because... I saved the best for last. It's a tactic known to all the political greats. The murder weapon was a complete mystery, but my client's eyewitness account has finally brought it into light. According to the autopsy report, Dr. Buff was struck in the head by the corner of the same object. I suppose that could very well be the corner of a suitcase. But when this testimony isn't the same as hard evidence. Oh, I wouldn't worry about that if I were you. What's that supposed to mean? We have physical evidence too. A luminol test revealed. Oh dear. The doctor's blood on Mr. Arball's suitcase. Really? But how does that prove Mr. Arball used it as a weapon? You should know the answer to that, Mr. Justice. Since you know as well as I that the suitcase is covered in his fingerprints. Sometimes that doesn't mean anything. Even if the fingerprints of the owner is there, that doesn't mean he's the actual culprit. And as I mentioned many times, think of evidence as puzzle pieces and how do they fit together. If you don't do it correctly, you'll look like a fool. So just because Arball's fingerprints were there, that doesn't mean he's the real culprit. Keep in mind, that's his suitcase. His passport is in there. And it's heavy. But why was it heavy though in the first place? Who knows? Alright, so where was I? I forgot we dusted it right in front of Emma. And the crowd goes wild. The Turnabout terror strikes again. This is quite convincing testimony and evidence. Nevertheless, you may proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Justice. Alright, here we go. Oh, are we in the end part? Cool. Alright, so... See, it was around 11 at night, and I was out on a mobile meet and greet around the village. That's when I saw Dr. Buff being murdered from outside his study window. Mr. Arball snuck up from behind and struck him on the head. I'm gonna have to press on that. He snuck up from behind? So you're saying the doctor never even realized Mr. Arball was there? That's right. He was utterly absorbed in a book. I see. What did you see Mr. Arball do next? He climbed up the bookshelf ladder and dumped a bunch of books down on the body. I believe he was trying to make it look like an accident, but that idiot didn't realize I could see everything from outside the window. One of those statements doesn't feel right. Your Honor, I believe the witness made an important statement just now about the doctor reading a book. Because if you saw earlier from that from the therapy session that the doctor was holding something, it just wasn't a book. Alright, so the doctor was reading a book at the time of the murder? That's vital testimony. Very well. The witness will please add that statement to his testimony. Alright, new testimony. The doctor was standing in front of the bookshelves, absorbed in a book. But the thing is, how was he reading a book if he couldn't see the words? Because before I present the evidence, let's take a look at this picture here. Now, look at the face. What's missing there? If he was reading a book, then isn't there something that he needs in order for him to read the book? Yeah. And that's something I'm about to present right now. And that is, of course, the reading glasses.
Objection!
The doctor was standing in front of bookshelves, absorbed in a book, you say? I'm sorry, but it seems your testimony is completely unreliable. That's quite a bold statement. Well, let's hear you back it up. I challenge you to prove that I am anything but 100% reliable. It would be my pleasure. Lately, it seemed the doctor's eyes had gotten so bad he needed reading glasses. However, his reading glasses were over on his desk. So you see, there's no way he could have been reading in front of the bookshelves. I'm sorry, Mr. Wimperson, but I'm going to have to ask you to explain this discrepancy to the voting public. You what? I'll explain it, you lowly cur. I simply made a mistake, you see. The doctor was actually sitting at his desk when Mr. Arball hit him over the head. But then the doctor would have been facing him. Surely he would have seen him and try to run. Dr. Buff was nodding off. I could tell because his eyes were closed and he wasn't moving. Sounds more like what you would do. like we just saw earlier. Then how do you explain the fact that he was struck in the back of the head? Isn't that something that should be impossible from the front of the desk? Oh, about that. He bowed his head when he nodded off. That's when he was clobbered. Yeah, like that. When he bowed his head when he nodded off. Kind of like that. So that's what you saw. Well, Mr. Justice, that sounds like a perfectly reasonable explanation to me. Yeah, right. Do you have a problem with the proposal that the doctor was struck while nodding off? Well, of course there's a problem. There is a problem. A very big problem. The witness's statement doesn't hold up under the slightest bit of scrutiny. Is that so? Then will you please show this court what evidence you have to justify this? Well, of course, Your Honor. Gladly, Your Honor. This shows the problem with the witness's claim that he saw the doctor nodding off, and thus we present the diagram. A diagram of the study? Mr. Wimperson allegedly viewed the murder from here, and the doctor was allegedly nodding off here. But from his vantage point, the bookcase would have blocked the witness's line of sight. Why, yes, I believe you're right. But
Objection!
the fact remains, my client knew that the suitcase was the murder weapon. Excuse me. So he definitely has had first-hand knowledge of the crime scene. I'm afraid I have to agree with you there, Mr. Wright. But then we have to ask ourselves, from what vantage point did he see the murder? What are you insinuating, Mr. Justice? From what vantage point could Mr. Wimperson have seen the dozing doctor? Once we determine that, I believe we'll finally see the truth behind this incident. The witness saw the murder from right here. And thus, we look at, well, the building itself. Well, it had to be inside the building, so... but the thing is, where do I point it? Well, I guess I could... just as an in case, I better... legitimate save state, just in case if I get this wrong. Right, so I guess... inside the building, so I would say, I'm just gonna point right here. You've got to be kidding! But that's... It is indeed, but everything only makes sense if the witness was there in the study, inside the study. But that's the scene of the crime. I know. Mr. Wimperson, the man who claims to be a witness to the murder, was most certainly in that very room. Apollo, are you suggesting Mr. Wimperson? Weren't you the one who actually swung that suitcase?
Objection!
What you're proposing is ludicrous. My client is a small, thin man, whereas Mr. Arbol has the musculature to pull it off. Yeah, let me go back to that word, see if I said it right. Musculature? I hope I said it right. Musculature. He has a point. I gave up trying to lift that thing after one go. Well, that's right. He's the only one who could have lifted such a heavy object. Now, do you understand? The rebel that's our ball is the doctor's killer. As long as the suitcase is the murder weapon, the suspicion falls entirely on that. You'll have to poke a hole in Mr. Wright's argument somehow, Apollo. Oh, I will. And with his own technique, no less. If Mr. Wimperson couldn't swing the suitcase around, we'll just have to consider another way he could have used it as a murder weapon. I'm going to turn this case on its head, Mr. Wright, just like you taught me. You talk big, Mr. Justice, but do you have what it takes? Well, this should be interesting. Mr. Wimperson's testimony has been filled with one inaccuracy after another. First, he stated that Dr. Buff was in front of the bookshelves. Now, he claims that the doctor was sitting at his desk. So where was the victim really when he was killed? Also, where was his killer? And how was the murder weapon really used? So the important thing here is the position of the victim and the killer relative to each other? Yes, Your Honor. If they were positioned in a certain way, it would possibly, it would be possible to use the suitcase as a weapon without lifting a finger. You can't mean. I would ask the court to recall the study's layout. It's quite distinctive, as you can see. Now, if Dr. Buff were sitting on a certain spot and his killer was at a certain other spot, the suitcase would become a weapon anyone could use. Very well, Mr. Justice. Where was Dr. Buff's killer at the time of the crime? Well, that would be the second floor, which is right here. There? Oh, that's... This should wrap things up nice and pretty for you, Mr. Wright. I would ask the court to recall the study's layout, but this time, instead of thinking into the dimension, let's think in three. Only then we can clearly see the killer's method at work. Switch it up in 3D. Alright, so the killer didn't have to swing the suitcase. He would just have to drop it, though. If he used gravity to his advantage, that is. And with the suitcase that small, it should be big. Like, it should be good. Like, it should be short enough to go through under the pole or something. That's right. It was the plaintiff, one Paul Titian Wimperson, who used the suitcase. He pushed it from the second floor. And smack. And sent it hurling down onto the Dr. Buff, who was sitting at the coffee bar. Yeah. The psychology book had been at the coffee bar, no doubt. The doctor must have said it down there after he finished reading it, or the like. But his blood got on it, which is why the killer thought to hide it in that mountain of books. That's quite an entertaining theory you have there, Mr. Justice. But there's no evidence that the murder took place at the coffee bar. I'm not so sure about that, Mr. Wright. I'd say the evidence of the murder occurring at the coffee bar does exist. The evidence does exist, and I'm going to show you. You are? This right here is the proof that the murder took place at the coffee bar, and thus we point to the book with that coffee stain right here. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. This brown stain was determined to be coffee. What's more, it was still a bit damp when we saw it yesterday morning. One look at this book speaks volumes. I'm afraid, Mr. Wright. It tells us the doctor was having a cup of coffee at the coffee bar. That's when the suitcase came hurtling down, striking him on the head. Causing both his blood and his coffee to spatter onto it. Well, Mr. Wimperson? What motive could I have possibly had to kill Dr. Buff? And there it is. That final excuse cornered killers are so fond of. Well, excuse me. I had something in my throat. Well, the doctor never returned your crystal to you, did he? Instead, he hid it in the cave ruins, telling him that the Defiant Dragons were a dangerous bunch was a huge blunder. All it did was make him hide the orb. your lie came back to bite you in the end. Uh, Even worse, the doctor saw the news reports, so he knew the relic was the Founder's Orb. Being this conscientious researcher he was, he knew he had to turn it to its rightful place. And that meant keeping it out of your hands. You were so angry that he refused to return the relic to you, that you killed him with your own hands. Isn't that right, Mr. Wimperson? That is... Oh, now what? Apollo, don't... Please don't accuse my client of murder. Huh? What do you mean, don't accuse him? Why would you even say that, Mr. Wright? What I meant was, he's a promising politician with a bright future ahead of him. It's in our nation's best interest to avoid burdening him with with scandal. Say what? And he's put more tape on it. Right. You better do something to change the current courtroom climate, or I'll be charged with murder. And you know what will happen to her if that happens. What did you just say? What's he talking about? Well, I can ponder that later. For now, Mr. Wright, you can't possibly believe that Mr. Arbol is the killer. Are you really going to send an innocent man to prison? I thought you were better than that. Well, Mr. Wright, answer me. No. Mr. Wright? What in the world's going on here? If you won't say anything, then... Oh, wait a minute. Apollo, wait! Not are you too, Athena? It's just... I wasn't sure whether I should say anything, but during that last recess, I went to check on Mr. Wright. I overheard something I shouldn't have. I trust Maya is unharmed. I can't really say, but just remember, if I'm arrested or failed to obtain the treasure, there will be consequences. Consequences of the worst kind, if you catch my drift. Relax. All you have to do is to ensure I can get my hands on that relic. I must deliver it to my benefactor at all costs. Well, what do they want that relic for anyway? It's something to do with an old legend. My patron seeks the great powers said to be granted to whoever solves its secret. Maya? As in Maya Fey? Yes, the boss's legendary former assistant, Miss Faye's being held hostage? So it seems. Why didn't you tell me as soon as you heard this? Sorry, it's just Mr. Wright spotted me before I could slip away, and made me promise not to tell you. He said it would make things more difficult if you found out. As if things weren't already hard enough. So that's why Mr. Wright was acting so strange. Those guys are just a bunch of cowards, seriously. Doing whatever it takes to get hold to get a hold of a relic. They would put someone's life in danger, to just keep someone hostage. That is the most cowardly act someone could do, seriously. I had no idea. This must have been excruciating for him. Think, Justice. There's gotta be something you can do. Mr. Justice, about that last statement of yours, I believe you were in the middle of accusing the plaintiff of murdering Dr. Buff. Would you care to continue? I'm sorry, Apollo. I'm really sorry. What's gotten in you two? If I accuse that slang bag, I put Miss Faye's life in jeopardy. It seems you've finally caught on. I'm far too important to be accused of murder. After all, our nation's future rests squarely on my shoulders. Either I give up, or... Once I present the crystal to my Patreon, my victory is assured. Then one day, I'll become president, and then king. I'll have every politician at my command. Now, retract your accusation. I can't tow him. I said it right? Tow him? But the defense would like to retract. But wait a minute. Apollo. Dirk? I don't know what's going on here, but a lawyer should never look the way you do right now, with defeat and resignation written all over your face.
A dragon never yields.
Even when wounded, a dragon bites down hard and never lets go. Okay, why isn't there in apostrophe in let's? It's supposed to have in apostrophe, unless there's no room in the text. That's understandable. And never let's go till its dying breath. Yeah, same with its. My guess, space limitations. It glares, it roars, and it latches its jaws excuse me, firmly onto its prey to the bitter end. That's when, that's what lawyers do to get the truth. Dirk, a dragon never yields. He's right. It's all over if I give up now. If Mr. Wright's hands are tied, it's up to me to do what must be done. He saved my neck so many times. Now it's my turn to save his. Excuse me. Dirk, thanks for that wake-up call. Now that's the face of a lawyer you've got there, son. Where there's a will, there's a way, and I'm going to find the way to save Miss Fade. I think that's a rhyme, and I'm going to find the way to save Miss Fade and see that justice is served. Review time. All right, let's end this once and for all. That scumbag is holding Miss Faye hostage to ensure he gets the orb for his Patreon. And it seems said Patreon believes in the orb's legend. Thing is, the founder did appear when the orb was exposed to fire, just as the legend said. If the legend is true, then we've already solved the riddle, right? Well, not yet, I'm afraid. We have not solved the riddle yet. Alright, let's keep this up. The legend says the founder... Oops, my fault. Let's go back. Okay. The legend says the founder will bestow great spiritual power when she returns. But if that's true, it means we haven't solved the whole riddle yet. But how can that be? Are we missing something? Wait, maybe the part about the founder returning should be taken literally. But how would it be possible for a dead person to return to the world of the living? Time travel. No, I'm just kidding. Channeling. Oh, I know. There is a way for the dead to return. Spirit channeling. Of course, you'd have to know what the founder looks like first. But the orb has revealed her face to us. So, well, if it's a sign that we should channel her. Given the facts in order to solve the riddle and receive the founder's orb, I need a spirit medium. Seriously, to practice channeling? A spirit medium. And we are finished. A medium is needed to obtain the power. The ability of a medium to channel spirits is the final key to unlocking the orb's secrets. That means Mr. Wimperson's Patreon will need one too. And once that slimy politician realizes that, he won't be able to lay a finger on Miss Faye. Everything's gonna be okay, Mr. Wright, because Mr. Wimperson can't afford to harm a hair on Miss Faye's head. Huh? Mr. Wimperson, it seems you've chosen the wrong person to take hostage. What do you mean? Your patron seeks to solve the orb's riddle, and thereby receiving great spiritual power. However, only Maya Faye can truly give them what they really want. She can't? What do you mean, only Maya Faye? think about what the return of the founder really means. We should have considered it more literally. After all, the orb was made in the kingdom of Kurain, the birthplace of spirit mediums. Ah, I think I see now. You need to know what the deceased looks like in order to channel them. But in Kurainism, depicting the face of the founder is taboo. However, her true face was hidden in the orb. So maybe the orb is telling us to try channeling the founder. Exactly. Through a spirit medium, the founder can quite literally return. And if the legend is true, the founder just might bestow spiritual power on someone when she does. It's like when pearls imbued my Magatama with spiritual power. If a human could be imbued with such power in a similar manner, it is said the founder possesses immense spiritual power. Such a great feat would not necessarily be beyond her. Wait a second, then the legend is true? Do you understand now, Mr. Wimperson? You are holding hostage the final key to unlocking the orb's secret. And if anything were to happen to her, the riddle will remain unsolved forever. No! There's always proof, Faye. I could simply ask her to help. If she wants money, I have plenty to offer. She's not the kind of person to be tempted by material gain, and she certainly wouldn't help you if anything happened. If anything were to happen to her cousin. Or maybe you'd like to ask the Queen of Kurain to channel the founder for you. He could, but he'd probably get executed for requesting such a thing. It's over. Now confess. You killed Dr. Buff, didn't you? It wasn't supposed to end this way. Mr. Titian Wimperson, are you admitting to committing the crime? You're my lawyer, Mr. Wright. Do something. It's true that I'm your lawyer, and as such, it's my job to defend you. However, defending my client isn't the only duty a lawyer has. There's something else that's equally as important, and that is finding the truth. What? Mr. Wimperson, you have sought to twist the truth in the dirtiest of ways. I was complicit in your hostage taking, but in a way, I was being held hostage too. Even so, there's still hope for me to make things right, and I owe it all to you, Apollo. Mr. Wright, I can't allow a murderer to walk away scot-free. Therefore, Mr. Wimperson, I must resign as your attorney. No! Does this mean I'm under arrest? No! Yep, he is under arrest. Yeah, that thing ain't gonna be put back together anymore. Because, well, I've nothing to confess. What? I said I have nothing to confess, and I don't, and I won't, especially not to a plebeian like you. This guy doesn't know when to give up. Besides, there's no truth to these allegations. I mean, look at the suitcase. You won't find a single print of mine on it. All that means is you wiped them off, taking care to only leave Mr. R. balls. However, there's something else that we haven't spoken about, but oh, it's about to be revealed. As many a great politician has said before me, no comment. In that case, I'll try switching things up, Apollo. Look at the situation from a different angle. Is there really nothing that points to the suitcase being dropped from above? Evidence that points to the suitcase being dropped from the second floor. If the killer pushed the suitcase from the second floor hallway over the coffee bar, that would place him right around here. Maybe, just maybe, the thought of something, Apollo? I believe this piece of evidence to be connected to the dropping of the suitcase. And now we present Army's statement. That appears to be a statement, but how is this related to this case? On the night of the murder, Your Honor, Miss Army Buff physically left her room. That's when she saw the doctor burning the orb, and she subsequently passed out right above the coffee bar. But with her there in her wheelchair, the killer wouldn't have been able to drop the suitcase down onto the doctor. Good point. However, according to Sarge, she woke up just as someone was trying to move her in her wheelchair. Someone was pushing my wheelchair. What? I was so scared. I beat a hasty retreat as fast as my wheels could take me. She must have been in the killer's way and had to be moved. Isn't that right, Mr. Wimperson? And if the killer had pushed the wheelchair with his bare hands, we may find yet the conclusive evidence we need. Exactly. Fortunately for us, that evidence slipped right through the killer's fingers. If only he'd been able to hold on to it just a little tighter. But now he is neither able to discard nor alter it. Honestly, that piece of evidence wasn't even supposed to be here in this courtroom, and yet it looks like sometimes things do get better. But this wasn't supposed to happen. No. Well, too bad, because the evidence that sped away from you that night has come back to haunt you, right here at this very trial. Yeah, yeah. Your Honor, the defense's final piece of evidence is on this person, and thus we present. Let's go right here. Ah, there she is, Miss Army Buff herself. That's on the night of the murder. Sarge she passed out, only to come to and find that someone was pushing her wheelchair. That's when she fled back into her room. She didn't visibly see a single soul after that. Not until Athena drew her out through the therapy session, that is. That was a very long loading. Anyways. While the killer was able to wipe the prints on the suitcase, the same can't be said for the prints that got away. My fellow Koreans, I think I said it right. Well, Mr. Paul Titian Wimperson, try to explain your way out of this one. The podium is all yours. Paul, Titian Savior of Kurine, I am not a crook. My political career can't end like this. I'm destined for great things, and blah 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 blah. And I know he quoted Richard Nixon. Whoa, no way! Wait, what? No, please! Wait, don't go! No, no, please! Whoa! Grandpa! So yeah, at the same time he gets elected, he gets arrested. Mr. Wimperson, are you all right? Bailiff, get him to the first aid station on the double. Well, this was yet another unexpected turn of events. In light of everything that's been revealed, it seems the relic is indeed the Founder's Orb. And it seems Mr. Paul Titian Wimperson can be considered a suspect in Dr. Buff's murder. Apollo, I want to thank you for everything. I think thanks to you, I didn't have to keep bending for truth. I don't know what I would have done without you. Don't mention it. You were amazing today, Apollo. Well, I couldn't have done it without Dirk.
never yields.
Even when wounded, a dragon bites down hard and never lets go till its dying breath. It glares, it roars, and it latches its jaw firmly onto its prey till the bitter end. That's what lawyers do to get the truth. A dragon never yields. Every lawyer should take that to heart. As it seems, both sides have no further objections. Would Dirk Sasmahi please take the stand? Wait, shouldn't that's our ball be the one to take the stand? This court awards the orb to the Defiant Dragons per stated transfer agreement. Oof. Oh, wow. Should the Kingdom of Korain claim ownership, the matter may have to be deliberated in court all over again. I just hope, or shall I say pray, that I'm not the judge presiding over that one. Indeed, a trial like that might spark an international incident. Still, there are bigger and more momentous things astir in the air. The revolution. Dark's really serious about this. This court is adjourned. Judge out. Ooh, alright, so we're back at the lobby. Nice work, son. We've finally broken through the last obstacle on the road to revolution. Revolution. It just doesn't seem real. Yes, well, to think you actually defeated the Fighting Phoenix. All I can say is, that's my boy. Well, Mr. Right. Oh. Yeah, it's my controller. Well, Mr. Wright did have his hands tied. Who knows if I have won, if he'd been able to fight me head on. I see it more like you saved Mr. Wright. Saved him? Yeah. Remember what he said? He didn't have to bend the truth anymore, and it was all thanks to you. I don't know about that. Still, I guess it is kind of nice to be appreciated. Mr. Dirk? Now that the Holy Mother's face has been revealed, are you going to have a spirit medium try channeling her? I, for one, would love to see the return of the legendary founder. Yeah, just to think about it, being able to speak to someone right out of the history books. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. What? Why? A face isn't enough. You also need the true name of the one you're attempting to channel. Oh, right. Pearl mentions something like that. And the founder's true name is only known to the priestess who's been crowned queen. In short, the only living person who knows it is the current queen of Kurain. go on. Oh, so without her help, we won't be seeing the founder anytime soon. That's no fun. Alright, so the founder's orb has been updated. The founder's form has appeared from within. It seems only the queen knows the founder's real name. Yeah, about that. More on that later. So, Dirk, what will you do now? First, start by tracing the route by which the orb came into Dr. Buff's hands. Well, since we now know it was politician that asked the doctor to study it, isn't he the one who stole it? No, a political nobody like him couldn't get anywhere near the orb, let alone steal it. He must have had some inside help. My money is on someone connected to the royal family. Oh, right. You said something to that effect back in the cave. Whoever it may be, we need to expose their dirty scheme to the light of day. Well, I'm sure Mr. Wright has plenty of info courtesy of his dirty client. He might be able to shed some light on this. Private Justice. That was fine work you did at the trial. You did your sergeant proud. Back at you, Sarge. It took real courage to leave your room like that. It's all thanks to you and Corpse Woman Sykes. With my siege defense over, I can finally sally forth. But the battle's only just begun. One for me, and me alone to fight. To lose your mother and then your father, what a terrible thing to endure. Yeah, and being wheelchair bound doesn't help. Private Justice, I've been thinking. It's about time I stood on my own 2 feet. After all, I no longer have Papa to coddle me. Huh? I'm afraid I don't follow. Take a good look, soldier. This is one small step for man, and one giant leap for me. Hold my drone for me, would you? Yes, sir. Well, what is she up to? Huh? Well, and she's up. She's standing. What's this, Sarge? You mean your legs? They're. The doctor told me I was ready to walk again months ago, but if I admitted I could walk, I knew I had to leave the house. So I faked it. Makes sense, but I kept pretending I couldn't walk. But I know Papa is watching over me now, and I hate to disappoint him. So, from this day forth, I'm going to march forward on my own 2 feet. What a brave kid, trying to move forward like this. But it must be so hard this soon after her father's death. Don't you ever stop. You just keep on walking, comrade. Stay brave, because there will be days when you want to stop. But I have faith you'll find a way to muster the strength to pass through them. Yeah, you can do it. Hey, Daddy's back. Mr. Wright, well, what's that look on his face for? Oh, Apollo? Apollo. Is everything all right with Miss Faye? She's safe for now. Well then, we better go save her quick. Where is she anyway? I'm afraid I have some bad news. Huh? Maya's not here in the States. She's still in Kurain. And she's still being held hostage by the mastermind behind this whole thing. The mastermind? That's right. Paul Titian Wimperson was nothing more than a pawn. Maya's true abductor is of the kingdom of Kurain. What? I don't understand, Mr. Wright. What in the world's going on over there? But as shocking as the news was, it was only the beginning. The beginning of something big enough to shake Kurain to its very core. Revolution. I was being swept up in a mighty wave that nothing could stop. Of course, at the time, I had no idea the days ahead had in store for us. Oh boy, and things are gonna get even more exciting. So tune in Monday, where we will begin the second half of Turnabout Revolution. Oh my goodness! So yeah, this whole this whole beginning of the whole Founder's Orb was just the first half. But nope, we still have another investigation to deal with, and the last trial. So tune in Monday as we continue the second half. And yes, I know we are going into December, but it has to be done. It has to be finished. So till then, everyone, have a great Thanksgiving. I will see y'all. I will continue the Let's Play until Monday. So I have so much on my plate right now. So until then, everyone, take care and God bless. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and share with all your family and friends. If you're enjoying my content, consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to click that bell to receive notifications for new videos. Take care, and God bless.